Tony Fauci's also been caught, by the way, because it couldn't get uglier, you would think, spending millions of taxpayer dollars on horrifying experiments on animals. No one benefits from this. The animals don't deserve it. This time he's been caught trying to create transgender monkeys. Again, if you wrote a screenplay with that in it, about this whole moment, about Fauci, the fact the key to beating corona might be Viagra, your screenplay would be laughed out of the movie studio. In any case, PETA has been on this. PETA has discovered that the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases spent more than $200 grand on a proposed experiment that would, quote, subject male rhesus monkeys to feminizing hormone therapy to see whether that makes them more susceptible to HIV to help transgender women. Now, we wouldn't know about any of this if it weren't for PETA. Whatever you think of PETA, this is a service to the country. Kathy Guillermo is a senior VP there, and she joins us tonight. Kathy, thanks so much for coming on. Did you make this up?
It sounds like it, doesn't it? I mean, it's an experiment that an 8th grade science student could figure out is totally meaningless. But no, unfortunately, we did not. It's right on the website of what NIH funds. They take male monkeys, they put them in metal boxes. That's where they're forced to live. They subject them to hormone, so-called hormone treatment. And from that, they're supposed to learn something about HIV transmission. Now, never mind that monkeys don't actually contract HIV. They don't actually develop AIDS. This is a study that could be done with human volunteers. And we might actually find something out that would help human beings.
So there's a lot of money. I mean, I think I know PETA does not support this, but I think if you were to poll people, they would say, look, if you can prove that something's going to save human lives or, get to a massive advance in scientific knowledge, maybe. But so many of these animal experiments seem completely pointless. They're inflicting massive cruelty on animals who are helpless, and they seem driven by research dollars. Is that an unfair suspicion?
That's just absolutely correct. 20 billion research dollars. And in fact, we wrote to Fauci last month and we pointed out that HIV experiments on monkeys have killed tens of thousands of monkeys. They've cost us billions of dollars, and we have no vaccine to prevent HIV. Now, you would think that 4 decades of utter failure would inspire NIH to try something different, but they haven't so far. And that's why I think it's really important that people get in touch with their members of Congress and let them know we need leadership there that's going to make a change, that's going to embrace what we're talking about, our research modernization deal, and stop funding cruel experiments that don't work.
If you treat animals, particularly evolved animals like monkeys, like they can't experience pain or their suffering has no meaning, I mean, if that's really your attitude, and clearly it is the attitude of a lot of people in the scientific community, and Tony Fauci included, what does that say about you, honestly?
Oh, I think it says you're not a very good human being, first of all.
I think that's true.
And you're not paying attention to the science. We can't even keep these monkeys disease-free in the federally funded National Primate Research Centers. We've uncovered evidence they have tuberculosis, valley fever, even cholera. They shouldn't even be used for experiments. And of course, what the experiments do to them, they turn them into psychological messes. They circle their cages, they bite their own arms, they pull out their own fur. It's a real tragedy.
Yeah. It's so awful that I almost don't want to know more about it. But I appreciate what you've told us tonight. Kathy, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.